Rachel. My name is Shannon Gilmore. It's so nice to see you guys here. And today we are going to be talking about why strong independent people struggle to feel safe in relationships. This has been a struggle for me in the past. I've struggled to feel safe in my relationship with God. Hello, Resistor. Nice to see you. Welcome. Let me just check. I know I turned up the volume, but just got to make sure the volume's turned up. So how is everyone doing today? This world is a mess. And the world is certainly bringing out our need for validation, and this world is crumbling because we are seeing narcissistic strongholds crumbling. Hello, Andrea. How you doing? Listening while you work. Have a good day at work, girlfriend. Yeah, hugs to you too. So we're seeing on a larger scale what has actually been happening in our narcissistic relationships. If you can see that in the world, what's going on is that the narcissistic regime, the ruler head. Hello, Diane. Nice to see you, girlfriend. Welcome. If you can see how the narcissists ruled the world, you can definitely understand and see how the narcissists ruled us. We were just a smaller scale. It's still the same chain, just a smaller scale. That's what's been happening with us. And we were led to believe that, this would be the way of life, that, the evil people rule, and we just have to suck it up, buttercup, and live, under their thumb. But the rule of thumb is for God that, okay, evil has its day, but so does God. And we, the meek, shall inherit the earth. And that's what's happening. There's a transition taking place because everything's getting exposed. And so when we take this smaller scale to personally in our lives, when we see how the narcissist personally in our lives has been exposed, we can see that on the outside of us. But in order to see what's on the outside of us, we've got to see what's inside, as the narcissist has ruled us through their egos. As their egos ruled them, their egos ruled us as they projected their egoic nature onto us, to which we identified with, to which we believed. Whatever you identify with, that's where your belief is. So if you identify yourself as a person who is not worthy, that's a belief, and you can change your belief. It's not set in stone. So thank you, Resistor, for catching that. So today we're going to take a look at why strong, independent people struggle to feel safe in relationships. This has everything to do with narcissism. Hello, Jeanette. Nice to see you. Welcome, girlfriend. Hello from India. Nice to see you. Welcome to the channel, everyone. So, oftentimes we come out of narcissistic relationships and we are feeling so lowly, so unworthy. We feel dejected, rejected, abandoned, abused, alone, afraid. And we wonder, how can this happen? How did this happen? Well, first of all, let's address the issue. Perfectionism or self-reliance. Let's go there. Self-reliance, because there's perfectionism in self-reliance. But that's exactly it, how Why strong, independent people struggle to feel safe in relationships has everything to do with this thing we call self-reliance. And I'm guilty for it too. I'm a work in progress and I'm working on it. I've been working on it for what, 2.5 years now. And it hasn't been easy taking a look at yourself. It's, hi Erin, nice to see you. Welcome. So it's not easy navigating on your own, but this is part of the journey where we have to do it alone, because to be self-reliant while still ignoring ourselves, that's not self-reliance. That's avoiding. As people in position of power, aka the narcissists, are self-avoidant naturally, and they taught us to avoid ourselves. So, how can you tell when someone is truly self-reliant and when that self-reliance is actually a trauma response? What if the independence that you personally are proud of and you consider it freedom, but it's not freedom, it's protection? Can you just think on that for a moment? Many of us who have this self-reliant attitude, no, I can do it myself. No, I don't need anybody's help. I can do this. Well, a lot of times that self-reliance comes from trauma. It's a trauma response. It's hypervigilance. So it's, yeah, part of PTSD. It's hypervigilance against feeling vulnerable. And it's the precursor to narcissism. Not saying that we are narcissists, but it's what leads to narcissism. If you don't meet yourself with empathy, it totally can lead to this narcissistic quality, because the narcissists are on self-preservation mode, right? They want to get you before you have the ability to get them, because their self-preservation mode is built on a lack of trust. They have no trust. And so they have to lie because they can't trust the truth. So this is where we need to take a look at ourselves, because yeah, if we're not careful, we can have that strong, independent nature become self-reliant, where we're turning everybody away. And if we're always turning everybody away, guess what? We end up turning God away. And when we turn God away, God's like, okay, I'm not going to be where I'm not wanted. This is your choice. Are you sure this is what you want? So self-reliance is a good thing, but when it becomes faulty is where self-reliance becomes self-independence, where the person doesn't lean on anyone and feels isolated, feels like no one loves them, feels like, you're blinded to the help that comes to you. Oh, really? Yeah. Hey, hi, Lana. How you doing? So, everyone I was close to was a narcissist. Yes, me too. So, we're going to answer the question, how does surviving narcissistic dynamics quietly train us to live in our heads like the narcissist? The overthinking, the self-monitoring, the emotionally guarded nature. This slowly closes the heart. And I can tell you back in 2007, or no, actually 2005, 2006, I remember praying to God in my bed at night, and I felt my heart hardening, and I felt it. I'm just like, no, I panicked. I was just like, God, please don't harden my heart. So that's what we need to include in our prayers is, God, keep my heart soft. Keep it pliable. Keep it available to receive you. Keep it open to you. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. Welcome. Hello, Ninja. How you doing? So in this conversation today, we're going to explore why strong, independent people struggle to feel safe in relationships, as we will uncover the subtle clues of defensive self-reliance, how narcissistic trauma reshapes your inner world, and most importantly, how to step out of mental survival mode and reconnect with an open, grounded, emotionally safe heart. So self-reliance is not inherently unhealthy. We all need a degree of inner stability. It's all good. The issue is in defensive self-reliance, which often develops from emotional injury, not from personal inner power through motivation and inner will. Defensive self-reliance forms as a protective adaptation, not a personal flaw. And people go around, I've been told by narcissists, they've said, I don't trust women, I don't trust men. And they wear it like a badge of honor. Well, it's okay to admit that we don't trust people, but we don't wear it as a badge of honor. It's a boundary where the healthy person on the other side receiving that information is then saying, okay, thank you for letting me know where you stand, and I know where to go further. And so we take baby steps, like we walk in step with the person who has these trust issues. It's not a bad thing. But with narcissists, it's like trust issues. Like they tell us that they have trust issues, but oh no, we're not allowed to have trust issues. We're not allowed to show distrust to the narcissist because that offends them. So we're dealing here with, in this channel, our own personal self-defensive reliance. And it does develop from emotional injury. It doesn't develop from personal inner power through finding the inner will to push through and move on and do it yourself. You know, there's a saying, if, you know, what's that saying? It's better to do it yourself. You know, sometimes it's better to do things yourself, right? Because either people don't do it properly or they don't do it. Yeah, so defensive self-reliance forms a protective adaptation. It's a protective adaptation. It's not a personality flaw. It's where the nervous system and the psyche are learning. And this is, the defensive nature is usually formed in early childhood. The child is taught that personal safety is dependent on others who have created unpredictable or painful environment to be in. So this is the reason why we attract narcissists. Hello, Devern. Hi, Nikki. Hello, Nikki. How you doing? So this is why we attract narcissists, because they are seeking perfection in others. That's what they want in us. But not a perfection in a way that's a good thing. They want to see the perfection in us as you see them building us up and putting us on a pedestal to where we're perfect. That makes us feel good. That's what we're attracted to, because the perfection and perfectionism within us, is acknowledged. And we think if we're perfect, then we're acceptable, then other people will accept us. So When the narcissist basically puts us on the pedestal and tells us, oh, you're perfect, you're this, you're that, you're this, or that, they're setting us up to fall. Do they know that? I don't know. I really don't care. But I believe, it's my personal opinion, that they put us on a pedestal so that, because they feel like they're overcompensating, and they feel, they've got this perfectionism within themselves as well, but they have to go, in order to prevent themselves from feeling low, they have to overcompensate and feel better than everybody else. So their perfectionism in them is turned inwardly, to where I'm not perfect for myself. I don't meet my own standards, so I'm a loser. I'm just, yeah. So they overcompensate, and they have this, these deluded sense of, they have these delusions of grandeur. And so what this does is, when they build us up, this puts us on an even level playing field, as they have put themselves on a pedestal. So now they can compare us. This gives them the reason to compare us to them, to which they systematically take us down because of our perfectionism within us, this self-reliance nature. This perfectionism is systematically taken down, and the narcissist pokes holes in us where we are not yet grounded, and where we are not yet secure in us. So they are doing to us what they do not want done to them. They don't want us poking holes at them. So when we put them on a pedestal, but we think highly of them, not for any manipulation purposes, but just because we do see the good qualities in them, and those qualities are naturally lift a person up. So we think good thoughts about them, but they're thinking good thoughts about me. They're going to use that my goodness to poke holes at me. They're going to twist it around, and they're going to injure me. So that's what they got to do. They got to injure us first before we end up injuring them. But for us, we they have a heavy comparison spirit. Yes, they do. Hello, Kishan, or Kisan, hello, nice to see you. Sorry I said your name wrong. So the narcissist is really doing to us what they feel about themselves, and they're trying to prevent, they're relying on self-reliance to prevent happening to them. So they do that to us. So I know this is complicated, but it does make sense. When you think about it, it does make sense. So human beings are wired for connection. We regulate emotions, stress, and identity through safe relationships. When those relationships repeatedly feel unsafe, the brain updates its survival strategy. This is why strong, independent people struggle to feel safe in relationships. So if their experience teaches, my needs are ignored, vulnerability leads to rejection or attack, care is inconsistent or conditional, others are unpredictable or controlling me. So what happens then is the body forms a feeling. The body feels unsafe, holds that feeling within, to which signals the brain through chemical reaction, and our mind interprets thoughts that coincide, that agree with the feeling that we're feeling, which forms a belief. So this strong independent nature is a belief from false pretenses. It's a belief formed around negativity. So it's not it can be used as a positive belief system, but it's not. Something that's formed on a false foundation is always false. So we need to turn that around and use the self-reliance for good things instead of always, being hyper vigilant and protecting ourselves. We've got to let God step in and protect us too. That's why he's in our hearts. Let God protect our hearts. That's what breathing exercises is for, and getting still with awareness when we turn inwardly and just step back from the situation, step back from the narcissist, step back from life, and just observe. We allow God to protect us. We allow God to come into control. But oftentimes when you're dealing with, this hypervigilance of, self-protection and self-independence, it's so ingrained that even God is barely gets it in. And the only saving grace why our heart is not hardened is because we allow God somewhere in there to help us, even if we're at least, the very least, maybe we're not receiving blessings, but at the very least, at least we are asking. So that keeps the door open to God in our hearts. So yeah, our body forms a feeling to which our brain through thoughts interpret. That relying on others always risky. I must rely on myself. And if see, my pattern was I didn't rely on other people. And at least if I let myself down, I wasn't falling very far. That's how I looked at it. If I let myself down, oh well. There's no consequence, oh well. I'll try this thing or that thing, and if it doesn't work, oh well. I guess it wasn't meant to be. Oh well. There was no tenacity to push through. This is where starting things are, people start things really good. They're motivated to start things, but then finishing, no. They abandon because they're starting through self-reliance. They're thinking of, if I start this project, this will happen. If I do this, if I have this paper route, then I'll get money and I'll be able to buy myself things and do this and do that and do this, and it doesn't happen. So it's not happening. So it's not working for me. So I'm going to go try something else. That's what the narcissist does. That's why they're always bouncing around from people to people and jobs to jobs and things and things. There's no stick-to-itiveness. You got to stick to something. And then when it's finished, you'll reap the rewards. I shared this with you guys before and this is like this meditation that I had with Jesus, me walking on the water, and I walked to the boat. That's depicted in scripture, where the disciples were in the boat and they saw Jesus walking on the water. Well, in my meditation, I saw myself walking on the water, and I stopped short, probably 2 or 3 feet short of the boat, where I had to reach over and lift my leg in and get into the boat. And that caused me to falter and fall. And so God was trying to share with me in that message is that I start things really good. And this is in my faith too. I start off really good in my faith, go gung-ho, and then I slowly, because I'm not seeing the results that I expect or want and results right away, I start slowly walking away. And I reach my goal, and it's like, I'm not quite there yet. Here's the boat, and here's my foot, and there we go. So I have to reach my foot and take a giant leap in the boat, and I'm faltering, wiggling the boat, perhaps almost capsizing the boat, making problems where there doesn't need to be. If I just took the time to walk up to the boat, right? Have my feet right close to the boat instead of like 3 feet away. Have my feet right up close to the boat. Then I could reach in and step safely in there. And that's often what we do with life, is we see the ending and we reach and we fall because we're like, oh, I can do it. This is self-reliance. Oh, I can take over now. I can do it. It's okay. I can do it. Our judgment is not spot on. And then when we fail, we think, oh, the event is bad. Oh, that was a bad idea to begin with. We don't take responsibility for our shortcomings in that failure. So yeah, so defensive self-reliance often grows from environments where emotional safety was unstable through the following ways: chronic invalidation, feelings of being dismissed, minimized, mocked, or punished. And then there's the unpredictable caregiving, where support sometimes is present and sometimes withdrawn. There's the conditional acceptance, love tied to performance, compliance, or emotional suppression. And what I'm seeing here is this is exactly what the narcissist does. And this is reinforcing what, we call a trauma bond, but I'm wondering if this isn't really a trauma bond so much as it's bringing up the familiar pattern of the past. And so when we are dealing with the narcissist in our adult years, and we've had some sort of past familiarity, that what we're experiencing in real time is drawing up the past to making the past relevant, real, and truthful, and forming a belief. And so we're trying to, the trauma bond, when we are discarded from the narcissist, left behind, and we have to go no contact, and we're in, like going through the motions of the breakup and this and that, and this rumination and, this trauma bond is our body trying to get back to the truth. But when we turn to Jesus and we learn of that truth, the old truth, which is really lies, transitions and just kind of goes away as we seek the truth in God's word, and the truth becomes apparent. The truth becomes real. It's like, oh, this is the real truth. Oh my gosh, I couldn't see that before. I can't believe I believed that way of life. I can't believe I did things like that. So the more you follow God, the more you study the Bible, the more you read, the more you learn from him, the more you take God with you. And this is baby steps, yes, but the more you make God your focus, the less this trauma bond, like the less you'll feel this trauma bond. This trauma bond will just go away. So, yeah. So the narcissist, they have these dynamics in us where the child or partner must adapt to their emotional world rather than having us feel safe in our own world. So this sets us up for self-preservation as well, because the narcissist is teaching us that we can't rely on our systems of support through our friends, family, and other things that we like to do, our hobbies, relying on our joy, even relying on our own sense of self-humor or engagement with our own psyche and with God within. No, we're taught by the narcissist, don't rely on all of that. And then there's the parentification, where a person learns, I must take care of others because no one takes care of me. No, I trust myself to take care of other people because I know how to take care of people, because I wasn't taken care of as a child. So I'm not going to rely on other people to take care of me. I know what my needs are, and I know what other people's needs are. See, we want to parentify the narcissist. That's why we can't let go. And that's why the narcissist wants us and needs us, because they do see us as a parent, as a parent stand-in from in their youth, and they are punishing us, but really punishing their parents through us. It's the same thing with us. We are going to the narcissist to seek validation from the parents that we didn't have validation for in our youth. So we parentify the narcissist by having them as a stand-in and trying to reconcile those differences that we had with our parents. And we are trying our best to make peace by being the perfect child, being the perfect friend, or, significant other, or the perfect child, the perfect parent, the perfect child, the perfect person. Even in, partner, where you've got a business together, you've got to be the perfect business partner so you don't lose that partnership, right? Hi, Meredith. Nice to see you. Welcome. Oh, you guys got snow. Oh, listening and trying to nap before shoveling. Ooh. Yeah, we do the same to them. Yes, exactly. Hi, AI chat. Oh, okay. Bye-bye, AI chat. I guess you come in with this channel with this kind of name and, okay. I don't know what just happened. It was hidden. Okay. All right. I don't know. I see AI chat. The message was hidden, but I see it. I don't know. Maybe that's AI doing. I don't know. Freaky deaky stuff on this channel. Woohoo. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat. God bless, and thank you for everything you are doing. Every time I see you live, it feels like you're speaking directly about what's going on in my life. Aw, God bless you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, what happened, Resistor? There's somebody by the name of okay, never mind. AI chat. There was just somebody that went by AI chat, and Resistor was on it, and I was about to read it and it just disappeared, but I see it, but nobody else sees it. So that's okay. That's good. It's all good. No problem. No problem. I'm just minding my own business here. That's all. Okay. I'm minding my own business. I'll just let Resistor do his thing, his moderation thing. Just go have fun. Have fun. All right. So, all right. So this pattern of, okay, let's just go over them. The defensive self-reliance has patterns: the chronic invalidation, the unpredictable caregiving, the conditional acceptance, the narcissistic dynamics, the parentification. All these patterns are deeply physiological. They're in our body. When seeking support repeatedly produces stress or disappointment, the attachment system activates, where the body is now seeking safety. And the experience fails or harms, so we are looking for that. Be careful what you go looking for in relationships, because you just might find it. Nobody's perfect, but in this, self-preservation, we're looking for the narcissist. Like, if you've been in one narcissist relationship, you've been in them all. But just because you've been in one doesn't mean, and you know who the narcissist is, doesn't mean that you won't be caught off guard and get into another narcissistic relationship. And when that happens, when you're heavily involved in this self-defensive mode, you're going to experience the fails and the harms, which is going to convince you or confirm the belief pattern in you. So with narcissistic patterns and narcissistic relationships, the responses within you that need to go dormant, the anxiety, the shame, the fear, are brought up, and you are hypervigilant, fixated on self-preservation. So to reduce the stress, the system, your body, inhibits reliance itself. So what that means is self-containment becomes calmer than reaching out. Hey, can you help me change the light bulb? Can you help me mow my lawn? Can you help me fix my car? Can you swing me $5? That is like no go. It's like we learn to suffer. We learn to do without. That's me. I've learned to just, if I I guess I don't need it that badly. If I don't have the money, I don't need it that badly, and I can do without. Yep. So, if you can't fix your vehicle, if you can't, have $5 for whatever the need is, you learn to do without. And it's debilitating in life. It really is. It's isolating, and it's not fun. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. So internally, there's several beliefs within us that solidify. I shouldn't need anybody. My needs are a burden to other people. My needs don't matter. Other people will be disappointed in me if I ask. I should be able to do this on my own. And if I ask somebody, oh, they're going to then control me. They're going to think that they control me now, so I better not ask. And it's, you know what? It's just safer for everybody all around if I just handle everything, just do it myself. So reaching out, feeling vulnerable, feels like, oh, I'm being needy. And I don't want to smother somebody with neediness. So that all this becomes a danger. Exactly. Ego sucks. So important, taking this into account, these beliefs are rarely intellectual. They are emotional truths encoded by experience. So your body keeps the score. So defensive self-reliance is tricky because it often looks admirable. I am so sick and tired of people calling me, you're the strongest person I know. Yeah, well, thank you for saying that, but that's not what we need to hear, is it? We need to hear it's okay to reach out. We need to hear somebody say to us, this is what I've learned to say because this is what I needed somebody to say. So for you guys who need help, this is an example that I'll use. I have a link in the description of this video, and it's available for you to check out. It's a sign up to make an appointment with me for about an hour or so. When you feel comfortable, or if you are comfortable, you don't have to use it, but if you decide, it's there for you whenever you need, okay? There's no strings attached. There's no, yes, there is a fee, but that pays my bills. But, if you're not looking for something like that, you can email me where there is no fee at shannongilmore@protonmail.com, okay? I'll answer your questions. You can make your comments, suggestions, whatever you need, I'm here for. But I'm not here to tell you what to do, okay? I'm just here to offer some support and maybe some guidance, maybe offer a different perspective than what you are not seeing, what you can't see. But it's here for when you need it, okay? No pressure. That's what we need. That's instead of, oh, I'm not trying to control you, Oh, why do you sound so tough by telling me you don't need help? You're not so tough by saying that. Like, we don't need the narcissistic clap back that, further makes us feel like, unworthy. We're doing that enough on our own. We need support, right? So, hey, mister, how you doing? So defensive reliance is very tricky because it looks very admirable, as it feels admirable. We are highly capable people. We are highly responsible. We are highly independent. We are most of the time calm under pressure, as we are low maintenance in a relationship. We don't ask for things. We don't beg. We don't plead. We don't bargain. We don't bully. We don't demand. We're just there. But underneath, there's fear of depending on someone, because what if I get too close and they leave? There's difficulty receiving care because it seems like mothering, or you're smothering me. So we do not receive care very well, but we give it. And, it's so backwards, but this is the way it is. We're hyper vigilant, looking for problems in ourselves, but not necessarily looking for problems within the other person, but we're looking for problem solving, ways to problem solving and help their life, to enhance their life. And then for us, there's this emotional isolation where the other person may feel ignored, but we just need a timeout because we need that reset, because we've been so alone, left alone, that aloneness and silence is solitude, is comfort. It is our best friend. So we've got to find a happy medium. When you're with somebody, just say, you know what, would you mind if I just take a few hours to myself? I'm not ignoring you. Everything's okay. I just really like the alone time. And then we can meet up, say at, 5 o'clock. Does that work for you? Or just say, you know what, I turned my phone off at 10 o'clock at night, so I'm not interrupted, because my nighttime is my time. Oh, okay, no problem. A narcissist may complain about that, but you have these healthy boundaries for you. So once we become informed of what's going on, like once we see the pattern in the narcissist and what they're doing, or the pattern of reliance reinforces. And then when we're in these narcissistic relationships, these expectations become rigid. See, if you expect others to be unsafe or unreliable, if you expect that, then you will share less. You'll pull back your feelings. Others will feel more distance with you. The support from them decreases. And this reinforces the belief that, oh, I can only rely on myself. So narcissistic environments add fuel to the flame. As narcissistic environments provide the body a familiar pattern it once knew, which then solidifies as fact. So when you come out of the narcissistic relationship and bounce into another one when you're not ready, you're going to solidify that pattern of self-reliance, because your body's going, see, your body and mind are working against you, going into this world, having you interact with problem people to confirm, see, we're right. You're right. There is nobody on this planet that will ever help you. There's nobody to love. God said the love of most will grow cold. He didn't say all. So it's going to be hard to find, but you find love within yourself first. Joe says, that's true. That is exactly how I feel. Hi, Joe. How you doing? So just because the narcissist is solidifying the familiar pattern doesn't mean it's fact. The narcissist is in the wrong. You're not in the wrong. You just let them believe that you're wrong. That's fine. But do not allow yourself to take in their freaking bullshit. Yes, I said it. So when things start solidifying as fact, you're going to have emotional unpredictability with the narcissist. Excuse me. And you're going to have, well, you're going to be punished for needs or boundaries. And they're going to manipulate you when you're vulnerable. They're going to gaslight you, and that's going to form self-doubt. And your nervous system is going to learn dependence on them, even though they're a narcissist, dependence on them is instability. So self-containment is where I'm safe. I got to shrink myself. So hyper-independence becomes a survival necessity. Hi, Cyrus. How you doing? So defensive self-reliance is not dysfunction. That's what we're talking about today. The self-defensive, self-reliance nature of those of us who have been hurt by narcissistic relationships. So defensive self-reliance is not dysfunction. It is intelligent adaptation to unsafe connection. The problem is not that it is formed. The problem is when it persists after safety becomes available. Sometimes we do come across people who we can trust, but we learn to trust the untrustworthy and not trust the trustworthy. See, God says in the end times, in this evil generation, good will be thought of as bad and bad will be thought of as good. And this is why we learn to trust ourselves and learn to trust the divine within first. And once you start seeing that, once you start loving yourself appropriately, you then can learn to, trusting others it feels safer. So healing is not about stopping. It's not about stopping being this self-reliant individual. It's about gradually teaching your nervous system to trust the right people and to not put your trust in the wrong people. As your nervous system learns safe connection, they do exist. Safe connections are out there. You want that safe connection with somebody, you got to be that somebody to yourself first. And then you'll reflect it. And then you'll attract it. So, you also are teaching your nervous system that needs can be expressed without danger. It doesn't mean that your needs will be met, but it's okay if they're not. And this is where you can fill in the gap. But if your needs are not met, it's not a signal about how you don't deserve to have those needs met. People fail us all the time. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got everything to do with them. And so you're also teaching your nervous system that support does not equal loss of control. And vulnerability can be safe with the right person. So when safety increases, defensive independence softens naturally. There's no force required. So the common signs of self-reliance are difficulty receiving help. It feels uncomfortable when others support you. This is my big one. And I often also believe that, I should be handling this myself. And because of my self-reliant nature, I forget to turn to God. I forget to bring him with me. I forget to take him wherever I go. And I interpret my surroundings without God in the details. So yes, these videos are just as much for me as they are for you, as this learning about awakening and getting rooted in the moment of now. And yeah, this has been helping me in my need for self-reliance, and I'm hoping it's helping you guys too. So with us, there's a chronic sense of over responsibility, feeling responsible for everything and everyone. And we struggle to delegate or trust. We struggle to delegate things. what is top priority, what isn't, because we got this people pleasing. It's gotta, and this perfectionism, it's got to all be handled at once, and it's got to, all of it has to be perfect. So we go overboard. Like, okay, so I was doing some sanding for somebody, working for them and sanding some things, some wood, and they just wanted me to rough off the old paint so that they, I could paint, paint it, repaint it. So I'm actually sanding the whole thing. And they're like, I just wanted you to rough it up. And I said, no, I wanted, this is like, I can't feel comfortable with myself knowing that it's a half-assed job. Because I said, if I just roughly sand it, those paint chips that, the areas on that wood where the paint is chipped away, it's going to show a line, and it's not going to look good. He goes, well, I don't want it to look good. And I'm just like, what? So I did it the way that he wanted, and it was bugging me. It was bugging me. So when I had time on my, break, after my, whatever after I was finished everything on, I found some free time and I redid it because it was bugging me. It's like, no, this isn't good enough. He had me, he had a big birdhouse that was like probably about 2 feet long. It's like the shape of a house, and it had shingles on it. He's like, oh, just rough that up, like just lightly sand it and just repaint it. And I'm just like, I'm just, trying to make this thing. And he's like, my goodness, he goes, I can't pay you what you're worth. He goes, you're worth, $100 an hour. Like, oh my gosh, you're doing over. I don't need you to do that. I said, this is on me. This has nothing, like, pay me what you can, it's fine, but this is on me. I have to do this for my peace of mind. It was almost like it was OCD. But this is what, like, I was taught by an upbringing through doing chores and through, taking care of things, that you take care of your belongings. You take care of them, and especially other people's belongings. Oh, you definitely take care of them. So that's what I was doing. I was just like, this is ingrained in me. This is who I am. I can't, but I did recognize it's a sense, there's perfectionism in there. Not that I wanted accolades from my employer. I just wanted a peace of mind. It settled my heart and settled my mind and let me know that, okay, I know I did a good job. So we struggle with that. So there's, this chronic over responsibility, feeling responsible for everything and everyone, and struggling to delegate which is important and what isn't, and what constitutes doing a good job and what is kind of like half-assed, what isn't, what's bare minimum. This guy was asking me for bare minimum and I didn't want to give it. I can't give bare minimum. I'm all in. Whatever you want, I'm all in. So, and if you're not, there's anxiety when you're not in control, as this was a signal for me that I'm not in control. This isn't my stuff. And I should have just, like, I was in the wrong, but he benefited from it, but still I didn't. It was his wishes. He wanted me to just touch it up, just touch it up. Don't worry about it. And I didn't honor his boundaries. So then with perfectionism, or what I'll say is this self-dependence, there comes an emotional self-containment where rarely we share vulnerable feelings, and we process things internally, and we fear burdening others. That's why I share myself with you guys on this channel, not to unburden myself, but to let you know that it's okay being vulnerable. If you guys want, whoever wants to use this, what I say against me, go for it. I know what I've done. I know who I am. But in healing, we need to know, we need to feel safe. We need to know that it's okay sharing, because sometimes just sharing, getting that off your chest, just makes things feel lighter, makes life feel okay again. So Joe says, I can't trust my sister. She doesn't keep her commitments. Maybe because I refuse to believe in her religion. Maybe, maybe she thinks that you're not one of her. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but yeah, if you're thinking that and feeling that, then that is right for you, you know? I used the front door because I dirty up the kitchen floor. Oh my goodness. So with our need for self-reliance, there's also an inner tension and vigilance. This is difficulty relaxing into connection. You know, I just found myself recently, you know, in connecting with some of you guys on this channel, I've noticed that I haven't gone into this hypervigilant mode. Oh, if they might think I'm ignoring them, and so I have to say something. I have to, you know, and I just like, Shannon, no, relax. And I found myself just easing into relationships. Like, it's just, you know, there's nothing said about my behavior. Oh, you ghosted me. You didn't answer me right away. Sorry, Andrea. I get busy, but I'm not, you know, but you guys are so kind and loving and nurturing, where it's no sweat. Like, and I'm my relationships with you guys are teaching me that it's okay to be me. It's okay. I don't have to jump through hoops. I don't have to feel like I have to prove my worth. And you guys make it so comfortable that I want to pour my heart out. I want to invest. I want to, you know, develop relations, the friendships, and, you know, like, it's just so inviting, and it's just so nice. And it's, you know, coming from narcissistic relationships, like one after another, bam, 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 you're like heads on a swivel. And here on this channel, you know, the chat room and all of us, we're here coming together because we know what it feels like. We know how we don't, you know, self-reliance is good, but we don't want to be totally self-reliant anymore. We want those friendships. That's why we connect with the narcissist, and we're not willing to let go, because we want that connection. It's not wrong to want a connection. So, yeah, underneath defensive self-reliance is often, it is safer if I just depend only on myself. And no man is an island, guys and gals. No man is an island. And you guys make me feel safe. Thank you very much. And I just hope I can repay that, like not repay it, but return it. I hope you guys feel safe on this channel too. And, you know, we've had enough of feeling unwanted, and that's the number one thing. Feeling wanted and desired and needed is so important. Like little kids, that's where it's coming from within us, even though we're adults. That is the little kid inside of us that needs to feel wanted, desired, and appreciated. You know, we don't have to be a rocket scientist. We don't have to go to the moon and back. We just need to be ourselves and feel okay, that appreciated, that what we bring to the relationship, or who we are as an individual, is okay. And we're appreciated for our uniqueness. So when someone experiences chronic invalidation, unpredictability, or emotional manipulation, the nervous system learns that needs are unsafe, vulnerability invites harm, expression leads to rejection, dependence leads to disappointment. So the psyche, the ego, develops intelligently. Oh, if no one is safe around me, if I can't be safe around people, then I must become completely self-sufficient. And that's exactly what narcissists do with us. They isolate us by triangulating our friends and family away from us. We do this with ourselves. This is what it happens is we triangulate as our ego keeps us, gives us an excuse. This person feels unsafe. I can't rely on them. See, I got to do things by myself because they failed me. So, I mean, you'll see it. Once you start seeing this, you'll see it. So this produces extreme self-monitoring. You're monitoring your thoughts, you're monitoring your actions, you're monitoring your motives, you're monitoring every detail in your life. And you're suppressing your emotions. And you withdraw from true, authentic expression. You're overthinking and internalizing everything. This isn't strength, this is protection. And it is a trauma response. It absolutely is. It's not a personality trait. And this is why strong, independent people struggle to feel safe in relationships, in any one relationship, especially safe relationships. So after relational trauma, many people live heavily in their head. The mind becomes a prediction machine. How do I avoid this hurt? How do I avoid this pain? And it's a control system. You got to analyze everything before acting. I was so analytical to a fault. Like I would analyze everything. And through God teaching us to stand back and don't analyze, just observe. That is just so comfortable. Let me tell you, it's a breath of fresh air. Like, you mean I don't have to monitor my life? I can just let God take over? Thank you, Jesus. So the mind just starts keeping a shield against feeling because thinking feels safer than feeling. And a body and heart feel risky because feelings were once unsafe. When you start trusting your own feelings, you then can start trusting other people's feelings that they have for you, and you start letting them in. But until then, in this defensive mode, awareness collapses into mental loops. Awareness just sits on the sidelines as the ego just loops through the mind, a constant analytical loop feed, coming and going. Do this, don't do that. Should I do this? Would it be good? Is this safe? Is this not safe? Is this good or bad? So, you guys want to know the key to healing? Well, this is moving from head to open heart. And we talked about that the other day in heart-brain coherence. It's not about turning off the mind. It's about restoring trust in an embodied experience. So think of it as relearning safety through or in feeling. So reconnect with your physical sensation first. Feelings are intense. Sensations are a little bit gentler. So we simply practice sit comfortably, notice your hands and feet, notice, the pressure. If you're sitting down, notice the pressure on your body from sitting. Observe the warmth in your body, observe the tingling in your hands and feet. Just notice it. Don't put interpretation, don't give it meaning. Just sense it. This anchors awareness. Number 2, allow feelings to come and go without analyzing them. Trauma trains us to explain feelings instead of experiencing them. So shift from, why do I feel this? To, what does this feel like in my body? Okay, so I'm feeling sadness. Is that a heaviness? Am I feeling anxiety? Is that a tightness in my chest? I'm feeling relief. Oh, that feels warmth, like, relief and satiation, like I'm just dipping into a nice hot, a hot bath. And just, when your full body immersion and you're in that hot bath and you just, That's where it's at. So number 3, practice safe micro expressions. Open heart does not mean dramatic vulnerability. Just start small by opening your heart. Name your feelings honestly. Ooh, that hurt. Ooh, I'm feeling nervous. I don't like that. And then share that with safe people. Express yourself without justification. Don't justify it. Just, yeah, I'm feeling hurt right now. You know, Shannon, I heard you say on a live that you said this, and that kind of made me feel uncomfortable. So, can you explain what you meant? Because it felt like you were talking directly to me, and I felt my feelings like, I felt like you hurt my feelings. Oh, no, I wasn't talking directly to you. I was just sharing, an experience, and I didn't mean to hurt you, but would you like to explore that and explore why what I said felt hurtful directly to you? Oftentimes when we go to church, it feels like the scripture is talking directly to us, and it's like, oh, that hurt, God. But sometimes the truth does hurt because we're not ready for it. Or our ego absorbs it and our ego gets offended. So if you are offended, take a look at that. And number 4, separate feeling from danger. Feelings can't hurt you. Your nervous system may equate emotion with threat, and that's okay, that's normal. But you can definitely teach and gently teach your nervous system to start feeling safer. Okay, I can feel this without anything bad happening. Look around me. All right, I'm safe, so why am I feeling anxious? It's just a feeling. It's okay. There is no danger. It's all right. And stay with that sensation briefly until it dissipates. Don't engage with it. Just let it rise up and, okay, I'm feeling it. Okay. And just notice it. Because when you put your eyes, your internal eyes on that feeling, it kind of just dissipates. It's a soft feeling, a fluttery feeling that will just dissipate. And number 5, cultivate states of soft attention, meaning open-hearted awareness feels spacious, not effort. So here's some helpful ways. Slow breathing, soft music, walking in nature, getting in touch with your creativity, maybe even getting still, meditation. These reduce mental dominance and invite embodied presence. So what an open heart actually feels like, it's not sentimentality. It feels like you're embracing less, like you're less trying to hold on to something. There's no need to defend. You feel safe in just letting things be. And there's more direct experience as you're more intuitive or into, like you're more spiritually aware of what is happening to you in the moment of now. And your emotion is more fluid. It just comes and goes. You just ride the wave. You're not stuck. Like in open heart feeling, it's like you may feel anxiousness, but you recognize that you're okay in that anxiousness. But before it was like, oh, I'm anxious. Oh my gosh. And you clinging on to that makes it grow. So this is where your nervous system feels safe. Your heart regulates your nervous system, not your mind. So defensive self-reliance is not a flaw. It's just adaptation. Something in you learned to survive instability. The goal is not to stop being self-reliant, because there are areas where self-reliance is actually important. So the goal is to add safety, trust, and connection back into your life. Self-reliance then relaxes naturally. So defensive self-reliance is largely a nervous system strategy, not just a mindset. So it involves chronic mental vigilance, over-reliance on thinking and prediction, emotional self-containment, and difficulty relaxing into connections. So the body is operating in subtle threat detection, going here, going there, reading the room. And the mind is dominant because cognition feels safer than feeling. So I want to talk to you about now heart-brain coherence. We did this the other day. We talked about this in a video. This describes a physiological state of regulation of both your mind and your heart, your nervous system. This is where your breathing becomes rhythmic, your heart rate variability becomes smooth and ordered. Your heart rate comes, instead of going all over the place, you're calm. The stress signals within you decrease, your emotional reactivity softens, cognitive noise outside of you, within you, reduces. So the body then shifts from defense to regulation. And this is crucial for trauma patterns. A guarded system cannot open through insight alone. You can't intellectualize your committed relationships. You've got to feel safe. For bonding to happen, you must feel safe within your own skin, within your own environment within. Safety is always felt physically. So defensive self-reliance is maintained by background tension and vigilance. When coherence increases, the threat response calms down, the urge to mentally control weakens, the emotional access feels safer, and inner bracing, like you just start embracing yourself and loving yourself. This softens the needs for hypervigilance. So when you love yourself, when you start feeling safe within yourself, then you start feeling safe with others and connection happens. So a dysregulated system asks, how do I feel safe? A regulated system says, what am I experiencing? This is a huge difference. Huge difference. Heart-brain coherence helps create the internal conditions where feeling and expression no longer trigger alarm. So you guys want to do a simple exercise with me as we close this video? So get comfy in your seat, in your chair, and just try to relax your body. Let your arms hang down, or rest them comfortably on your lap. And turn your attention to your breath. Just slowly breathe into the count of 4, hold, and exhale. Don't try to control it. Just breathe what feels comfortable for you. And this is gentle, not exaggerated. You're not going, goodness, no, don't do that. You're going to hyperventilate, okay? Just breathe slowly, quietly. Just let it subtly happen. Place your attention on your chest area. Sometimes this happens, like just visualize, close your eyes, visual. Just sensing this area, or putting your hand on your heart helps, and just close your eyes. I'll just stay here for a moment. Listen to the sound of your breath. And then, once you're comfortable with that, I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded, a little bit. When you're comfortable with that, just think of thoughts of gratitude, appreciation, warmth and care. I appreciate this channel. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the friendships that I've formed from all of you. I appreciate your love. I appreciate God's love. I appreciate God's steady, His love that is steady, even when I'm not recognizing Him. He's always there. Thank you, God. Thank you for being with us. Oh, thank you. And I just want to give a shout out because I was talking to somebody the other day, and they sent me some Christian music, and I had a meltdown, and God shared with me the reason why I melt down hearing Christian music is because of my abandonment from my parents. And I'm just so thankful that God doesn't abandon us. And I have attachment issues for God, but I also have this need for self-reliance too. So I have to find a happy medium with that. But I'm just so thankful that God is steady. God is loving. And I'm thankful that He gives us knowledge on this channel. And I'm thankful that He gave us all life. I'm thankful that His life lives in us. And when you're 17 seconds is all that you need is to be grateful. That's it. And in this moment, this is where you can ask God, God, stay with us. God, thank you. God, soften our hearts. God, let us feel your Sabbath blessings. God, thank you. Be with me for this day and all day. God, heal our friends and family who watch this channel and those who don't watch this channel. Be with your children. Be with my family. Be with all of us in this world. Thank you, Jesus. And you see how this Thanksgiving, this heart-brain coherence just turns into prayer. And this prayer is not just about asking, it's about a relationship of just recognizing who you are and who people are and how God gives the meaning to you and how you give meaning to other people. You see that this is giving us an opportunity to get still and know God, but also understand that this world that we're living in, the meaning of this world is to be loved and love others, as it's about returning to a oneness, a unity and harmony with each other. So that's what this is about, and this is how heart-brain coherence. All you need to do is sustain this for 1 minute to 3 minutes, and this stabilizes your autonomic nervous system and reduces the mental noise. So open your eyes and do your best to just remain in this state through calm breath, as this 3 minutes has lasting effects on your nervous system for up to 6 hours. So when tension arises, just automatically remember to return to your breath. So when defensive self-reliance is active, you're in your mind. This is the control center. Your body then perceives risk. Emotion then becomes a potential threat. But coherence reverses this, where your body is the safe anchor, your mind is at ease, and your emotion is tolerable experience, and it can be used for your benefit. It doesn't need to be a threat because God is there. So here's an important reality check. Coherence is not magic, and it's not instant transformation. It's transformation in the moment, but it's up to you to stay in the moment. It's not, it's your responsibility to stop taking yourself out of this moment and taking yourself and letting yourself run amok with this ego. But this happens not automatically, but it happens in baby steps, okay? So what heart-brain coherence does is lower your defensive activation, increases access to your feelings, improves emotional tolerance, reduces your overthinking, and supports safer connection. It creates fertile ground for change. Why this matters? Defensive self-reliance is sustained by tension, vigilance, and being guarded. And you cannot reason your way out of these things. But you can physiologically soften the defensive posture when the body feels safer. The heart does not need to stay closed. The mind does not need to overfunction. So as we wrap this video up, consider what we've uncovered together here. What are the subtle clues that self-reliance may actually be is a protective strategy rather than true independence? And how does defensive self-reliance form when the nervous system learns that vulnerability and connection feel unsafe? We've also covered in what ways does narcissistic trauma condition us to live in our heads. Overthinking, self-monitoring, and emotionally guardedness. This we use as a means for survival. And perhaps the most importantly, we can use heart-brain coherence to help soften this inner defense, restoring a sense of safety that allows the mind to quiet and the heart to reopen naturally. And heart-brain coherence helps us deal with the depression and the anxiety caused from this hypervigilance of self-reliance. So these are not just psychological ideas, but lived human experiences. And awareness of them is often the first step towards reclaiming ease, connection, and having a more grounded sense of self. As we learn to understand why strong, independent people struggle to feel safe in relationships, it's not about us acknowledging a character flaw. It's trauma, and that trauma response can be corrected and healed. So, my friends, if you are struggling with this in your life, if you have something that is concerning you, please consider taking the time to talk with someone. You are welcome to talk with me, a link to sign up for an appointment with me, a one-on-one chit-chat for about an hour or so. That's in the description of this video and also in the chat. See, I'm available through appointments, but also I'm found in email. If you've got something that's on your mind and you want a quick answer to, just something's pressing on your mind, email me, shannongilmore@protonmail.com. So thank you so much for watching, and God bless you on your day. This day is a journey, so go make it great. It's up to you to do that. And you are a great person. You are wonderful. You are amazing. So I hope that you will start to see that in your own life. And on this channel, we try to make you feel comfortable and make you feel at ease, because you are just one of us. You are one of God. You are God's child, which makes us all one. So I love myself, I love you. If I love you, I gotta love myself, right? That's the way this harmony in the spirit works. So welcome. And meet with us twice a day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the evening, Eastern time, as we do these lives every day to help us to stay on the straight and narrow, walking our divinity step by step with God. So welcome to Positively Spiritual, and this is a channel where we expose narcissism through the lens of psychology and quantum science and biblical understanding. There's lots of videos here for you. So we're here for you. You're not alone. So blessings to you and yours. Mwah. I love you. So see you soon. We'll be back here tonight at 10. Thank you, Resistor, for moderating. Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon. Oh, and if you guys want to donate to this channel, any amount helps. Your donations help to keep us here twice a day, as this is what I do for you. This is my calling. I'm not, you know, I've been given this calling by God, and I'm not tooting my own horn. We all have this calling, as we are all here on this channel and in life, other channels as well, to learn about ourselves, because we are here, as scripture says, we go through trials and tribulations so that we can empathize with others, so others will feel supported when they need empathy too, because we know what it's like. We can't get empathy from this world. So we're learning together to be leaders in this world as we are ambassadors for God. So thank you, everyone. God bless, and see you tonight. Bye-bye.